messy. We're getting too messy. I'm not even gonna lie. It's getting to a point. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. If this is your first time ever seeing my face, hey girl, hey, my name is Miss Nadia and you're gonna love it here. If this is not your first time ever seeing my face, welcome back. And in today's video, I decided to go back on Reddit and read things that I shouldn't, but this time we're gonna be reading Am I the Hole? I don't know if we can say that on YouTube because YouTube be copyrighting, flagging, so we're just gonna blank that out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited for this video, but if you enjoy videos like this and you want to continue to see my face, definitely don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, I got the trusty dusty blanket. I got my trusty dusty laptop. Oh, almost forgot. Our drink of the day is going to be this Island Bliss Synergy Kombucha. Gotta make sure this mouth is nice and moisturized and this throat is coated because we got a lot of reading to do. Okay, so the very first one that we're going to be reading, it says, am I the hole for breaking up with my girlfriend because of a caught cheating prank? Not gonna lie, I hate cheating pranks. We done seen them all over YouTube, all over TikTok. I definitely feel like they are a dangerous game to play. Don't play with me. So it says, I, 26 male, broke up with my girlfriend, 25 female, of 2 years because of something that happened recently. And now my friends are saying I massively overreacted. A few days ago, my girlfriend and a close mutual friend decided to play a prank on me. The prank was that they filmed a scenario where I caught them in bed together, pretending they were hooking up. They set up a hidden camera in the bedroom, and when I walked in, I saw him just boxers and my girlfriend in a bra and panties straddling him and acting like they were mid-hookup. To make it more realistic, they even made some noises and tried to act like it was happening for real. I was shocked, furious, and immediately confronted them as I thought it was real at first, like an actual betrayal. And then I walked out of the room and started leaving the house. When they followed me screaming, it was just a prank, and then showed me the video they've been recording. To be honest, I felt completely betrayed, not just by the idea of the prank, but also because of how they had gotten undressed to film it. I know it's meant to be funny to some people, but for me, it felt disrespectful and I was hurt. The whole thing felt like a violation of trust, even though I know they weren't actually cheating. I told her I couldn't be in a relationship with someone who would do something like that, and I ended things right there. She was devastated, and our friends have been telling me I overreacted. They think it was just a harmless prank and I should have taken it better, but I can't shake the feeling that it crossed the line for me, especially with how intimate and uncomfortable it felt to see them in that situation, even if it wasn't real. Now, I'm left wondering if I made the right decision. I'm starting to doubt myself because everyone else seems to think I blew out of proportion. This one is a tough one. I'm not even gonna lie. Because, like, that's your friend. She could have did it with one of her friends. She didn't have to do it necessarily with your friend. But at the same time, it's like if you already trusted your girlfriend, that prank shouldn't necessarily have broken y'all up. But I can definitely see how, you know, it could put some kind of strain on your relationship. But for this one, I would have to say yes, absolutely, you are that hole, because I feel like you definitely kind of overreacted, and I just feel like several conversations need to be had. That's why communication is very important. But yeah, just have a conversation and call it a day. If needed, try to go on the Jerry Springer show, but can't do that.
I don't want to be with her, Jerry.
That's okay, cause I slept with your stepdad.
Am I the asshole for telling my roommate to move out because they're constantly late on the rent? I'm already pissed off. But let's go ahead and I, 25 female, share an apartment with my roommate Claire, 24 female. We've been living together for about a year, and from the beginning we agreed to split rent and bills equally. I'm pretty organized with my money, but Claire has been late with her share of the rent almost every single month. At first I let it slide because I know people go through tough times. I even covered for her for a few times when the landlord came asking. Oh my God. Claire always promised she'll pay me back soon, and while she eventually does, it's weeks later and only after I reminded her several times. This month, the rent was due again, and Claire told me she couldn't pay her half on time because she needed a break and treated herself to a weekend trip. That was the final straw. I told her she needs to find somewhere else to live because I can't keep stressing about whether rent will be paid on time. Claire started crying and said I was being unfair, that I should be more understanding, and that friends help each other out. Some of our mutual friends think I'm being harsh and should give her one more chance, but I'm tired of feeling financially responsible for her. Do you want to be homeless? Yes or no? Honestly, that's something that y'all both need to be asking yourselves. For you, you're putting a strain on your own finances. Clearly, y'all splitting the rent because y'all can't financially afford to be living on your own. So it's like, and then Claire, you need to be asking yourself, do you want to be homeless? Because sounding like homegirl, she's getting tired. Like, how you gonna book a trip but you're not paying your rent? That's why I be telling y'all on social media, don't be getting caught up in what people got going on, because a lot of these girls are in the same situation as her. You see them buying the newest Chanel bag, but meanwhile, their rent is not even paid. So absolutely not. Absolutely not. You are not that asshole in this case. Like, girl, sound like y'all both need to pack y'all bags and go y'all own separate ways, because me being me, that's why I would personally never want a roommate, because it's just entirely way too much. And I don't want to have to, yeah. Okay, this next one, it immediately caught my eyes. It says, am I the asshole for giving my manager diarrhea after eating my lunch? All I can say is, before we even read this, that is what you get. Now let's go ahead and get into this. They said, hello everyone. I brought an update after a few days, as I promised to some people in the comments of my previous posts. Fortunately for many, nothing happened, no drama or manager with a sense of entitlement, but I will share a few more details and new information. They said, I'm not from the US, so for people who were worried about my post being discovered, rest assured that this did not happen, and no, I will not be arrested or fired for putting laxatives in my own food. This is not considered a crime here. My manager was in the hospital. The truth is that someone saw him running out with shaky legs and thought he had an urgent emergency, and they started to think he ended up in the emergency room. Quite exaggerated, I know, but you know how gossip goes. He's fine and not eating my lunch this time. One thing I didn't say in the previous post about my lunchbox is it had my name written on the side of the bowl, because I was told to do this precisely to prevent theft or someone accidentally taking our food by mistake. And apparently it didn't do any good. Why didn't you go to HR for help? Why I didn't want to. I even thought about it, but it will bring satisfactory solution for me. I wanted revenge, and lucky for me, I got it without any consequences. Absolutely not. You are not the asshole in this case, because me personally, I would have did the same thing. Like, that is what you get. Why are you messing in other people's stuff? Girl, you could have packed your own lunch, Uber Eats, DoorDash, or went across the street to McDonald's and got a freaking Big Mac. Like, why would you even like, why would you even do that? Like, that is crazy. Yeah, that's just like a prime example of playing stupid games. You're gonna win stupid freaking prizes. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend over a gift? Now this shall be interesting. I got my boyfriend some really nice shoes he's been wanting for Christmas. He told me 4 months ago he liked the shoes, and I remembered and got them for him. Well, last night he told me what he got me. He said he'll give me his used AirPods for Christmas and buy himself a new pair. We're gonna pretend like that makes sense. I've been wanting AirPods since I lost mine last month. For context, we've been dating since early August. So was my gift too much or his too little? Feels like there's no sentiment going into it. He's special. He's met my family and my daughter, which is a big deal for me. And I met his family. I really do like him, but I don't want to settle. Girl, I think it's a little too late for that. You've already settled. What are we, like, it's getting to a point. So you're telling me he knew that you personally needed a new pair of AirPods. He already had AirPods. He would rather give you his old AirPods that's probably full of freaking earwax than just get you a new pair? Girl, I think it's too late. It's time to wrap this up. I mean, girl, no, you're not that asshole, but I mean, that would have been my 13th reason. I would have been done. Am I the asshole for telling my friend she can't bring her emotional support dog to my no pets apartment? Do you want to be homeless? Do you want to be homeless or do you want friends? I, 21-year-old female, live in Tampa, Florida in a small apartment where no pets are allowed according to my lease. My friend who has been dealing with some anxiety issues recently got an emotional support dog. She's been asking if she could come over to hang out with her dog because she feels more comfortable with it around. I explained that my apartment has a strict no pets policy, and if my landlord found out, I could face eviction or hefty fines. She argued that emotional support animals aren't technically pets. On what planet? And should be allowed. I told her I couldn't risk my housing situation for her to visit with her dog, suggesting we meet outside or at her place instead. She got upset, saying I'm not supportive of her mental health needs. Now our mutual friends are saying I'm being inconsiderate and that I should make an exception for her. Am I that for sticking to my apartment rules over her emotional support dog? Here's my question. Like, this is just a random question. Random. If you get kicked out of your apartment, is she gonna let you stay at hers? Casual question. Casual. I don't understand, like, why can't you just go to her house like you asked her and call it a day? Like, why is she so insisted on her coming to your house? And first of all, why is the rest of y'all friends getting involved? Like I said, if you get kicked out of your apartment, oh, and those other friends too, if you get kicked out of your apartment, are they gonna let you come stay with them? Are they gonna pay the fees and them fines that you mentioned? Okay, absolutely not. You're not the asshole, but your friends are, and I think it's time to maybe dismiss yourself or find some new friends. Okay, so this one, I've seen this movie so many times. It says, am I the asshole for ruining my boyfriend's birthday dinner because I didn't accept to pay for everyone? I gotta take a drink on that. I, 20 female, have been dating my boyfriend, Ryan, 21 male, for about a year. For his birthday this year, I wanted to do something special. So I told him I'll take him out to a nice dinner. Just the two of us, and I'll cover the bill. He was super excited and agreed. So I made a reservation at a nice restaurant, put on a nice dress, and I was excited to see his reaction. When I got there, I was surprised to see that Ryan had invited his best friend, who also arrived with his girlfriend. He hadn't mentioned anything about them coming. I was caught off guard, but thought, why not having a nice couple dinner? Right. The whole time, his best friend and his girlfriend ordered a ton of appetizers and multiple drinks each. I started panicking a little because I realized this bill was going to be way more than I planned for. Towards the end, Ryan leaned over and said, don't forget you said you'll cover it. I told him I agreed to pay for his dinner because of his birthday and not for another couple. I didn't even know they were coming, he said. It's rude to invite people to a dinner and not pay for them. Says who? Says who? At this point, I already thought, WTF, wrong with you, and told him it's ruder to invite people to a dinner that someone else is paying for without telling them first. Exactly. When the check came, I paid for my meal and his, and told his buddy that he should cover the bill himself and his girlfriend. Both looked at me as if I insulted them in some way, saying I embarrassed them in front of the server. In addition to that, Ryan even called me cheap and said I ruined his birthday. All this happened last Saturday, and since then, he's been giving me the cold shoulder and just answering my messages with insulting me for embarrassing him in front of his friend. Now I'm thinking about breaking up because he is not talking to me since 1 week already, even though I wanted to apologize. Maybe some of you got any advice for me. Girl, cut the cord. Because first of all, that was his fault. Why would you even do something like that? Like, he should have consulted with you first. Because my whole thing is, if it was the other way around and the shoes was on the other foot, I think he would have been pissed off too. And it's like, for him not to talk to you over a freaking dinner, girl, I don't think he really likes you like that anyway. So it ain't nothing to cut that off. Nah, all serious, you are not the asshole, and it's time for him to go, and I hope he finds somebody better. Love you. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my brother's wedding open bar? I'm already pissed off. I'm not even. My brother, 32 male, is getting married, and the wedding has gotten way over budget. My parents came to me, 29-year-old female, asking if I cover the open bar because I'm single, child-free, and have extra money. Okay. My brother claims I owe him because 8 years ago, he let me crash his apartment for 2 weeks during a roommate issue. I said no, I'm not paying thousands for their wedding, and now my brother and his fiance are calling me selfish and bitter. My parents think I'm making it about me, and half my family isn't speaking to me now. I put this in the same category as you asking me to be a bridesmaid and you're not paying for my dress. If I didn't ask to be in your wedding, why am I helping to pay for your wedding? But in this particular situation, girl, why are you having a wedding that you cannot afford? People do this all the time. You're having a wedding that you cannot afford. Girl, she said thousands of dollars. How many bottles do y'all plan on having? Like, Casamigos don't cost that much. Don Julio don't cost that much. Girl, sounds like y'all need to go to Costco and just do your own rinky-dink open bar. But that is not your responsibility to be paying for somebody else's wedding. And then 2 weeks, girl, what is 2 weeks? And then that's something that I hate. Like, I can't stand when someone does something for you and then they bring it up later and say, well, I did this for you, so you should. Girl, you are not the asshole in this case. Honestly, I wouldn't even go to the wedding because everybody is being way too dramatic for me. Am I the asshole for accidentally convincing my co-worker's husband she was having an affair with me? Messy! We're getting too messy, too messy. But you know, I love a good mess. So this situation is a total mess, and I swear it was not intentional. For context, I, 29 male, I'm a musician on the side, and I've been working on this tropical love song called The Spark. The chorus is catchy, and when I record it, my voice tends to sound kind of feminine. A few weeks ago, I was humming the chorus in the office. My coworker, Sarah, 34 female, overheard it and said, wow, that's beautiful. Is that a new song? I told her yes, and she asked if I could send her the recording to check it out. Sarah is really into music and often shares playlists with the team, so I figured why not. Apparently she played the song at home while cleaning. Her husband overheard the chorus, specifically the part where I sing, tell me when you start to feel the spark. He immediately got weird and asked, who's that? Is someone serenading you? She laughed and said, oh, that's just Tom from work. Well, apparently he didn't believe her. He said the voice in the song sounded too intimate and thought it was a woman confessing feelings for her. No matter how much Sarah tried to explain that I was the one singing, he didn't buy it. Things escalated. He started checking her phone and asking why she was spending so much time at the office, and even accused her of hiding this Tom person. Here where it gets worse. Sarah called me almost in tears, asking if I could talk to her husband and explain everything. So I agreed. We met at a cafe and I explained that I was the voice behind the song. Played a demo on my phone and sang part of it live to prove it. The husband went quiet for a moment and said, honestly, that just makes it weirder. He walked out. Now Sarah's blaming me for adding fuel to the fire and says I shouldn't have sent her the song in the first place. Girl, didn't you ask? You're such a music enthusiast. But come on, how was I supposed to predict this level of chaos? So Reddit, am I the asshole for unintentionally sparking a marital crisis? Girl, that is not your fault. That is absolutely not your fault. Like, the fact that you played him the song, gave him a free concert, and he's still acting like a dweeb. At this point, I wouldn't even care. And tell Sarah, don't talk to me, don't look at me. I don't want to hear none of your playlists no more, because what is she talking about? Adding fuel to the fire? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. You were trying to help her out. What you could have said was, no, figure it out yourself. But you're not the asshole in this case. Sarah and her husband obviously are. So I think it's just best to just move on. Am I the asshole for telling a pregnant woman she shouldn't park in the handicap spot? Immediately when I saw this, I thought about Nene from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Are you the parking meter, motherfucker? I can park wherever I want to. You are not the parking meter lady.
So today, it was the second day in a row that I noticed this neighbor of ours parking in the handicapped spot at the daycare we take our children to. Her husband went in to drop off their daughter, and I saw the mother sitting in her Range Rover in the handicapped spot doing her makeup. I stood in front of the vehicle until she acknowledged me and then pointed at the sign, which clearly indicated that it was a handicapped spot. She opened up the door and said, I'm 7 months pregnant, in a very confident and authoritative, thick English accent, and closed the door and proceeded to continue putting her makeup on, as she should. Keep in mind that she wasn't driving today, she was yesterday. It was her husband that was driving her. I then knocked on the door, she opened the window, and I told her that being pregnant doesn't qualify as being handicapped, and she inexplicably said, thanks a few times. Girl, this is definitely giving Karen. Like, what in the Karen is going on? For those of you that might be wondering why I care, I know plenty of people that are handicapped, and my aunt is handicapped, and it's not an easy life whatsoever. Oh my God, here we go, here we go. So imagine if you're someone that struggled to get in and out of your vehicle, or even needs to get your own wheelchair out of your own vehicle. Now imagine needing to go somewhere and all the handicap spots are taken by entitled clowns that have no right being in these spots. I see this all the time in my city, but it's a bit different when it's a neighbor of ours and they're doing it so often. First of all, she's just parking there to drop her daughter off. She's not going to be staying there for a long period of time. And it's like, my whole thing is, why do you care so much? Talking about something she stood in front of the car. Like, girl, I would have ignored her. I would have kept doing my makeup and I would have pretended like I didn't even see her to begin with. Yes, absolutely, you are the asshole, because why are you worried about what somebody else is doing? Mind your business. And it's like, first of all, why are you still at the school if you're just dropping off your daughter anyway? Like, come on, make it make sense. Okay, next one. Am I the asshole for telling my friend her fiance might not be as loyal as she thinks? Sips tea. My sister, 27 female, has been engaged to her fiance, Jake, 30 male, for about 6 months. They've been together for a few years, and while I've always supported her, I've noticed things about Jake that make me feel uncomfortable. For context, I, 24 female, work at a popular bar in our town, and Jake comes in with his friends sometimes. A couple of weeks ago, he showed up with a group and was very flirty with a woman who wasn't my sister. He had his arm around her, bought her drinks, and at one point, I saw them leave together. I didn't want to jump to conclusions, so I tried to let it go, but I couldn't shake the feeling. Last weekend, it happened again. Jake came in with the same woman, acting just as close. I felt sick watching it, and and I decided I couldn't keep quiet anymore. I told my sister about what I saw. I made it clear that I wasn't accusing him of cheating outright, but I thought she deserved to know what I witnessed so she could decide what to do. She got really upset and accused me of trying to ruin her relationship. She said Jake has been nothing but loving and loyal to her, and she doesn't believe he would ever betray her. Now she barely speaks to me, and some family members are saying I should have kept quiet because it's not my business. I feel like I did the right thing by telling her, but now I'm wondering if I overstepped. Am I the asshole for telling my sister her fiance might not be as low as she thinks? Absolutely not. And this is a prime example why I will never get involved with anyone's relationship, because 9 out of 10, you could tell people all day long the right things or try to tell them what their partner is doing, but it's like some people are just so blind, and you know that word that rhymes with hypnotized? Yeah, follow me. That it's like you cannot get through to them, you cannot say anything to them. So I definitely feel like you were trying to do the right thing. Like, this definitely reminds me of Jersey Shore when Snooki and JWoww wrote Sammy the note.
I don't like you.
Why don't you like me? Because I came to you as a woman and told you about your man.
Who wrote the note? You tell.
Didn't she end up staying with Ron? Absolutely. Did it end up causing a rift in their relationship? Absolutely. So it's like, you did what you thought was best, but end of the day, I don't give a darn. Do what you gonna do, because it was gonna come out eventually, whether you told her or she found out herself. Okay, last one. Am I the asshole for wanting to divorce my husband because I'm tired of his depression? I, 32 female, have been married to my husband, 35 male, for 8 years. We don't have any children. When we met, we were both in great shape and had a really active lifestyle. We would go to the gym, go on hikes, travel, and just enjoy each other's company. We were in love, and I was genuinely happy. But over the last couple of years, everything has changed. My husband has been battling depression for a while now, and I've tried to be understanding and supportive. He's been seeing a therapist, but it seems like nothing's helping. It seems like it's not helping. He's gained a ton of weight and stopped caring about his appearance and refuses to take care of himself. He doesn't want to go out anymore, doesn't exercise, and spends most of his time sitting around the house. I try to encourage him to do something, anything, but he just gets offensive and shuts me out. The problem is it's affecting me in ways I didn't expect. I'm not just frustrated, I'm repulsed. I don't find him attractive anymore. Physically, he's completely changed, and I can't ignore it. I'm no longer attracted to him, and honestly, I don't even want to be around him. Our relationship feels like a burden at this point, and the emotional connection is gone too. It's exhausting. I tried talking to him about it. I told him that I miss the person he used to be, but he gets angry and accuses me of not caring about him, and maybe that's true. I'm tired of carrying the weight of this relationship. I've tried to support him, but I feel like I'm drowning. I'm giving and giving and just sinking deeper into his depression and his unhealthy habits. At this point, I made a decision to divorce him. I know it sounds harsh, but I can't keep living like this. I feel bad for him, but I can't live a lie. I don't love him the way I used to. I don't even like him anymore. And I can't stay in a marriage where I feel repulsed by the person I'm supposed to be with. I told him, and he was heartbroken. He says I'm abandoning him when he needs me the most, but honestly, I feel like I've been abandoning myself for far too long. I give him every chance, but nothing is changing, and I'm tired of waiting for something that might never come. You're absolutely not the asshole in this case, and I strongly stand on that, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't want to be on ID Discovery, or you don't want Law and Order SVU to make an episode about your story. In this case, stuff like this you have to take seriously. Mental health is just as important as your physical health. If you've done all that you can and you've been the supportive wife, and it wasn't a situation where it's like, oh, you just threw him off to the side and didn't care, whatever case may be, then you have to put yourself first, because you don't want to get yourself to the point where you're on the same level as him, because that's not okay. So I definitely don't believe that you're the asshole in this case, and I wish both of you the best, and I hope he gets the help that he needs. That is it for today's video. Definitely tell me which one was your favorite story. Definitely comment down below, what are your opinions? Yeah, people be going through a lot, and the fact that people are willing to put this stuff on the internet and not even like giving a darn about who sees, I commend you, because I couldn't do it. Definitely comment down below if I should do a part 2 to this video, because there's so many of these stories on Reddit. But like I always say, you have a star in any room that you stand in. I love you guys. Bye.